Hadi hadi. Ahmed, answer your text. Ahmed, answer your DM. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I wasn't muted, so people heard me, but it doesn't matter. The same people came from Hossam's stream. Big up everybody that is here. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Smash and grab, absolute scumbag win by the Arsenal team, of course, against the mighty Manchester United, of course, and Chelsea fall short at the bridge to the trap of Eze, the genius, where they, I don't know if they were robbed. In my opinion, I'm just going to start the show by this. We got Dayo, we got Gonasols, of course, we got Couch Critics, of course, and we got Ahmed here. Gonna try to have a good conversation, guys. Hit that like button. 400 people in the house. We're just starting the show. Like the video. Get your opinions across, people, if you're here. The goal that I'm gonna say something. The goal that was chopped against Chelsea, it was rightfully so. It's the law, and that in England explained why it was chopped. So everyone that is crying about the goal that was chopped, basically Gahey moved to be less than a meter away from the wall, and that rule has been there since 2019. It even happens in my amateur league. The referee actually tells people don't go close to the wall. So it's the rule. The law is the law. For the goal that Arsenal scored, I'm going to say my opinion. Nobody interrupt me, please, from the panel. I think the goal should have been chopped off. I think Saliba pushed, and I explained that to everyone. Saliba pushed Bayindir with his hand. Bayindir should have been stronger, but the goal stood. I will have the same energy for everyone. On Raya in the second half, it should have been a free kick. You cannot push someone when they are going for the ball if you're not challenging. But we're going to move past the referee decisions. We're going to move past everything. And then we're going to talk about the football. But big up everyone that is here. Hit that like button. Thank you so much, Akhia, for the first super chat of the stream. Appreciate you guys so much. Guys, let's get to 400 likes. There's 500 people in the house. Tayo. Now we can see you. How's everyone doing? I need to move someone down here so the super chats don't cover the.
Good, alhamdulillah.
Ahmed, I've been with you on the stream. Dayo, you're happy. Dayo, by the way, I'm just going to say something, guys. Literally, Dayo said the exact same scenario yesterday on the show. He said, I give a fuck about the performance. All I need is the scumbag win, 1-0, and that's all I care about. That's literally what I said. That's literally what he said. So I can't come for him on this.
Like, see, Mo, I honestly speak, I know it's not going to happen, but if we can win every game 1-0 till the end of the season, I don't care how we win it. Like, you see that idea of, oh, you guys have to play good football. I don't need to prove it to anybody anymore. Arsenal can't play good football. It got us nowhere. September 4th, 2022, Old Trafford. This was our first game against Manchester United of the season of 22-23. We outplayed them. We played beautiful football. They beat us 3-1. They beat us 3-1. At Old
Sounds
Trafford,
like a Chelsea supporter now. I love it, man. That's
so for
for
me,
years I was hearing how Chelsea play terrible football, and now it's like, yeah, we just want the wins.
no,
Just
listen,
give us that
no,
1-0.
no, I'll explain why.
But you know
I
that
love
will
it.
never win you the league, huh? You
I know
guys
that.
know
Yeah, it will.
in
It
this
can.
modern age, it will never win you the
They
league.
won't win the league. But
It's,
what I
it's
meant by that,
proven that attacking football wins you the league. Liverpool and Man City prove that.
what I meant by that is this: our history at Old Trafford. Every time we've gone there to play, we've never played well. We've never really had a good outing.
It was
at
bad.
Old Trafford.
Dire. It was dire.
Again, hear what I'm
Dire.
saying. Listen, it wasn't just dire. It was. These are the type of games last season, right, where we would play dire football like this. We're 1-0 up, and then we end up drawing the game, and we end up drawing 14.
And you left yourself short. You could have drawn the game. A penalty could have been called. Mbeumo could have scored. Your manager left you with a massive risk.
Oh no, it's not the manager. If the players on the pitch,
No, it's the manager.
No,
No, you know.
let me finish. No, let me finish. Let me finish.
Souls,
Mo.
back me on here, Souls.
No,
Please.
Mo, let me finish. Let me finish. Did Arteta ask you to make that tackle in the 18-yard box? No. The manager.
But the manager is asking you to defend in your box. لا يا ضايو بقى يا ضايو.
Listen.
حبيبي أخويا brother.
Again.
I'm gonna say you like how do you say brother in Nigerian? I'm gonna say you.
Let me finish, Mo. Let me finish. My thing is this. It's very, very simple. United Arsenal has always been a tough game. Old Trafford has always been a place where we don't perform very well. We don't go there and smash them at Old Trafford. First game of the season with new players in between, all of this different dynamics happening at the beginning of the season. I'm just like, look, I don't care what you do. Go in there, get me a stinky 1-0, and let's just leave. I don't want you to go in there and try anything and then get us into trouble. A good example of this is like Brighton last season. 1-0 were leading, holding on to the game. And what happened? Gave away a stupid penalty. João Pedro puts the ball in the back of the net, boom, draw. I can list multiple games like where we lost this type of game. So I'm happy to see a stink out game where we did not, give it up. I'm happy to see that. As regards to the referee's call, yes, the referee, that should have been a penalty. I went back to look at it. It should have been a penalty. Referee didn't call it. I'm going to hold the same energy when it happens to me. If they don't call it, I'll hold the same energy. That's number 2. Number 3.
I disagree with this. It wasn't a penalty. I just watched it.
I'm saying I think it was because I don't see him getting the ball. Because if that happened to my player,
no, Cunha.
I don't know. Listen, if that happened to my player, I would call for a penalty. I'm just telling you what I would do. Mo. Now you might disagree. Fair enough. But if that was Gyökeres in the box and he got tagged, I would be screaming for a penalty. So I don't want to come here and pretend like it did for me that I would not give that as a penalty. I would. But having said that, we didn't get that penalty done. This is one of those games that we easily could have drawn again or lost.
Exactly.
So my thing is, because again, the reason this pains me is when I look back at last season, 14 draws. Liverpool had 9 draws. Liverpool had 4 losses. We had 4 losses. We didn't lose more games than them. We had the same number of losses. We just had 5 extra draws. And in those 14 draws, we played 6 of those games with 10 men in discipline on our path. On Arsenal's part, in discipline, to have 10 men on the pitch, it's an abomination. You should not be making such mistakes. He almost made the same mistake again today. That penalty could have easily been a red card. So those mistakes are the mistakes I'm looking at against and saying, this cannot cost us. So yeah, going to Old Trafford, getting that win. And then the third and final thing, kudos to Manchester United. I did not think that they had it in them to play like this. I will say this today. Manchester United, before the first stream we had together, Mo, remember I told you, I said, I see a dark horse, Man U or Tottenham, right? If this Manchester United is going to play this way, the way they played today, and step it up, once they integrate Sesko properly, a lot of teams are going to have problems. Because in the first half, when they were getting those balls into the 18-yard box, and Raya if they had a point man, if Sesko was the one that was there, I guarantee you they probably score. Because again, the shot that Dorgu took that hit the bar, that is a shot that, let's just say Raya had palmed it out. Who do you think would be the poacher in the box? That would have been a Sesko. That would have gone back in there. Like a lot of things that I looked at and I was like, you know what, United are looking good. They pinned us back. They played us to the pack. And, hey, kudos to them. But all I care about this season, like I said, is 3 points. There are certain teams.
But it doesn't work like this.
No. I said there are certain teams I expect us to walk over. Leeds at home next week at the Emirates. Leeds, please gather your goals difference. Get a clean sheet. Go 6-0. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you pile up those type of things. We've done it last season against West Ham, and it happened a couple of seasons ago. Kai Havertz. We had games that we won. So that's where you rack up your goals difference against the lower teams, against the bigger
But
teams.
how would you like? Why would Couch? Did you watch the game?
Yeah, about 60 minutes of it.
Like, I don't know why. I'm gonna get Sol's opinion first. Like Arsenal fan. Why would Mikel Arteta, after 1-0 in the 30th minute, just go to defend that deep? It doesn't make any sense. You're playing Man United with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, bro. Diego Dallo was their wing back. Like, Man United were out there, and personnel wise, they had Luke Shaw, guys. They had Luke Shaw.
There is a history with us and Old Trafford. Again, you can't ignore that, Mo. You can't just be like, oh, they had this person, they had Luke Shaw. Yes, that's who they had. They've had worse teams and we've had better teams, and they still beat us at Old Trafford. I just gave you a good example. 2022, September the 4th, we played them out the park. Ahmed, am I lying? When we came
Is
to
that on the Ten Hag?
Yeah,
3-1, 3-1.
3-1 when Anthony scored.
Anthony scored. Rashford scored 2 goals. We outplayed them. Go look at the stats.
Yeah,
we were the better team on the day, but
but I think you left yourself a little bit vulnerable as well. Like,
in games,
you didn't defend even well. The problem is, to be honest with you, if Man United didn't have any chances, I would say yes. Arsenal kind of fucking locked it. Man United didn't have a chance. Mbeumo had a free header. Like, they had. My point about this, I would absolutely get this. Like, I know, like, there are people that keep saying Arsenal defense was great today. No, it wasn't. On the counter, you were suspect. Even when you defended, you were suspect.
I agree with you on all those things. I'm saying last season, this game, we draw it or we lose it. I'm seeing that, okay, now
with the performance today.
I am unhappy with the performance. But again, yesterday, before this game, you asked me this question, and what did I say? I said, I want us to
scumbag win.
I said, I just want us to go and scumbag a win from there because I know the history of this game at Old Trafford. Now, there are teams that I will go up against and I expect them to go and smash. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, you know what? If you don't smash these guys 3-0, I will be mad at that game. If you win 2-0, I will still be upset. But against United, even at their lowest, against Arsenal, I've been to some of those games years ago. Dude, it is never easy. Old Trafford is not a place that we are lucky with. For some reason, it is a place where I know that we can.
Okay, but I'm analyzing the guys before we go on. There's 700 people in the house and only on 80 likes. Guys, the like button is easy. It doesn't cost you a penny. As Luke here is reminding everyone to hit the like button. Thank you, Luke, for reminding everyone. Hit the like button, people. Come on. Souls, what did you make of the game? Go ahead, Couch. Go ahead, Couch.
No, Souls. It's his game. Let him go.
No, it's fine. Anybody.
Oh no, you go first. So I can go after you.
It's an open floor.
I just thought after watching it, I didn't see the goal. Like, I came into the game after the goal, and I felt like the guys that you want to be the difference makers for Arsenal were just non-existent the entire game. You know, the likes of Saka, the likes of Odegaard. I mean, Gyökeres, like, all these guys that you put so much stake into, like, producing moments for you, just did not have any. And I think that's a worrying sign, especially when you consider you're going up against a Man United type that's a little bit unsettled, haven't really figured out exactly how they want to, attack teams yet. They're still putting it together. So, again, like, you're not wrong. I think it's good that you were able to, like, scumbag a win here because, your best players were not at their best. It's definitely a situation where you can get a 1-0 win, escape with 3 points, and then live to see another day. But there continues to be worrying signs when you think about the fact that, your attack does not look solid. It does not look strong, even with Gyökeres up front.
They look solid in the preseason game, though.
Again, I didn't feel that way.
No. In the preseason game, they looked a lot sharper, a lot more solid. They had a lot more shots. They did what they needed to do to win that game. I'll say this to you, though. Again, there's a stat in the chat, which I'm going to double check because I know it's 30 games that I know about. 30 games at Old Trafford. Arsenal has only won 4. We don't have a good history there. So if I go there and scumbag win, when I was saying this yesterday, people thought, oh, yeah, you take advantage. There's no advantage. We've played United in their worst state. In their worst state with some of our best players. And just at Old Trafford, it just never happens for us. There's teams like that. Like Man City's bogey team is Tottenham. They know it.
Yeah, but you certainly don't want that. You certainly don't want that team to be, one of the better teams in the league. Like, obviously, Man United's fallen on some hard times recently, but like,
but that's why traditionally, that's why you scam a win with them.
For sure. But like, it still has to be. You still have to put together a performance that is, conducive to winning. Like, you want to be rocking into these matches and feeling like, yes, are an assembled side. We're settled. We're under this manager for like 8-9 years, however long it is right now, and your attack still looks putrid. To be honest,
I don't believe in that. You might be right, but I don't believe in the idea that as in 2025 that my team should just play a particular way, rock in there and show a performance. Even if you can't, there are days you don't show performances, just get the win.
Yeah, but game one of the season, when your manager's been with your team for however long right now, like you guys had a full preseason, all this promise with the attacking players that you brought in, like you have to come out and show what the investment was. Like, what is it?
Did we win the game today? Yes or no?
Yeah, but we already talked about how you won the game. You scumbagged it. Like you didn't show any real attacking intent. You know, despite having like all these incredible attackers on the pitch, the likes of Saka, the likes of Odegaard, the likes of Zubimendi actually played a pretty decent game. I'm not going to say like I thought Zubimendi was pretty decent in the middle for you.
How does critics see the same game? I thought Zubimendi did his job.
That's what I said.
He did his job.
That's what I said. Yeah.
But my question is,
I thought he was decent.
Listen, which team scored today? The team that did not, that the players did not, because again, I think people were expecting these guys, Gyökeres and Saka and all of them, to just step up and blow out and show some flair, and Zubimendi take the ball and make one pass, and maybe Odegaard do some flair.
Why did Ekitike look very good?
Every player is different in integrating into systems. You cannot use the same yardstick.
He's a better player.
You cannot wake up today and say, because this guy came in and he slotted well in the Liverpool team, this other player must slot well in the Arsenal team. They don't have the same coaches. They don't have the same training patterns. They don't have the same, things. It's never the same. Okay, let's ask a question. João Pedro has been looking great in preseason. Why did he look all ass today? Is it because he's bad?
It looks like you're reading the chat.
No, it's not. Okay. I'm just saying, like, it's just.
No, I can respond. Please ask one question. I can respond. I can respond why João Pedro look ass today, because it's fair analysis. Maresca fucked up and Chelsea looked like ass. It's easy for me to say that.
Okay, well then
it's a little much.
Okay, so let's.
It is not much. You look like ass, and we're gonna talk about it. You
We'll
look
talk
like
about it.
ass.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
If by your logic, then I'll just agree with you. Arteta messed up and we look like ass, but we won the 3 points. That's all I care about. Yeah, I can own up to that today. Against the next team, I expect you to be more dynamic, select something better, go back, look at your mistakes today. That's your job as a manager, to watch your game and see where the errors are, and then work on that during the week, so that when you come up again next weekend, you're like, you know what? I see where the issues are. Here, this is how we switch things around. Because the Arsenal that I saw in the last game of the preseason and this Arsenal are two different Arsenals.
Souls, are you gonna join us?
I'm just hearing a load of waffle. What are we doing here?
From who?
Just from everyone. What are these? And look, at the end of the day, we've gone to Old Trafford. Are we really sitting here and saying Wolves and Bournemouth are on United's level right now? Like, come on now, what are we doing? Why are we comparing playing Wolves and Bournemouth to playing a United at Old Trafford after all the investment they made this summer? At the end of the day, look, they had a terrible season last season, but we know United are not a 17th place team. We know that. They had an absolute woeful season. And now all of a sudden we're expected to go there and do what? Like beat them 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 10-0, let's go 20-0, let's go absurd. Like what were the expectations to match Liverpool's result that they were playing a Bournemouth side that, by the way, lost their best defender, a Wolves side which has been depleted and looking like they're going to go for relegation. Let's not do this. I don't understand why like the expectation is we're meant to match exactly what Liverpool and City were doing. If we had also played a caliber of that team, and yes, we stank out the gaff and we had no control and we did all of these sort of things, then cool. Like if we go next week to Ellen Road and, they're coming to the Emirates and we play against Leeds and we do similar things, I'm here for it. I can hear all of this nonsense. But the reality of the matter is we are playing a very good side that we have a lot of history with. Number one, Amorim has a point to prove. This season, he has to stamp his authority and show the United fan base why they should have faith in him. This is the first game of the season at Old Trafford in front of his own fan base. He is going to try and put a performance in. We have to also look at it in a sense of, we've got to go there and do our jobs. We scored the goal, and that's when Arteta said, okay, do you know what? I've got a striker whose best attribute is to be a transitional player. We sit back a little bit, absorb the pressure. It hasn't worked. I'm not sitting here and saying everything worked out and it planned out how we wanted it to. Now, Yes, the performance could have been better. Yes, all of these sort of aspects of the game could be better. But it's the first game of the season against one of your biggest rivals. Spurs, you can talk about it, but in terms of competitive rivals, it's always been United. It's always been Arsenal, United, and obviously you can put Liverpool into the equation as well. That have always gone head-to-head and had these big clashes and these historical matchups. It's not going to be easy. It's never an easy game for us, especially going away. Now, if this was at the Emirates, yes, your concerns are right. But at the end of the day, you're playing a big six side who have had heavy investment in their attack, and we still won the game. We've got 3 points. I don't understand why there's all this narrative and overly, evaluating a game that doesn't need it. Now, Leeds, yes, I can agree. If we have a performance like that against Leeds, especially at home, then yes, we can talk and go, okay, maybe this is a bit concerning. But if we go in Leeds and we whitewashed them, what was the meltdown today for? It makes no sense if we lost the game or if we drew the game.
I think meltdown. I think meltdown's a little bit of a strong word. We're just analyzing the performance.
No, not you. Not you. No, not you, man. Not you.
Okay. I feel like we're talking. Okay, because I don't know if anything that you said on the panel right now has anything to do. Okay, in general.
I don't like some of the things that have been said. Yes, some people are saying, but it's just I don't look. Credit to United because they came and they gave us a hell of a game. Don't get it twisted. I was on edge the entire game because an equalizer could be coming because of a bit of PTSD. Don't get it twisted. I'm not sitting here and saying it's a scintillating, perfect performance. But I am going to say one thing. One thing that the entire fan base, right, and I'm going to speak for the fan base, have asked for is turning those moments that could be draws last season into wins and making sure that if you're in a winning position that you're not dropping points. And that's exactly what we did today. Last season, it might have been one of our 14 draws that we had, or whatever the end result was.
We dropped 24 points from a winning state.
Exactly, from winning position. Today, we didn't. Any other season, we might have. And that's what I can also go into and be proud of. Because at the end of the day, jammy as it is, against the big six teams, you just got to win. Just win. The performances will matter later on in the season. Gyökeres, this is his first competitive game that he's had to play. It's obviously going to take a little bit of time for us to adjust to him as well. When you look at this comparison of, look at Ekitike. Ekitike played Bournemouth at home. With all due respect, you're expected to perform. The same way Gyökeres has high expectations against the Leeds side that's just been promoted at home. If he stinks up the gaff and he has 0 shots next week, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. You have all the rights to criticize and go, do you know what? His performance hasn't increased. But against one of the big six, I'm sorry, man. I'm not hearing it.
And again,
but isn't that? Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go.
Can I step in, please? Sorry, Dayo. Sorry. Can I step in, guys? For the people that are saying we are analyzing a performance of Arsenal the first game of the season, there is a reason some of the Arsenal content creators and also the others, when you have some of the most positive Arsenal fans like Igal actually releasing a video and doing a match reaction and saying good win or worrying, Igal is one of the most positive guys. And by the way, Souls was there with him. If he titles his video like this and he talks about it, right? You know what I mean? That is the problem, that people don't believe that it's only a scam. Like Jess is saying, scammers got a scam. Troops is not happy with the performance, right? Scamming a win. I know what you guys are saying. Saeed, for example, Man United content creators are coming out and said, we're gutted. We should have gotten a point. We should have at least won this game. Hussam is saying Arsenal must improve. LB, a Man City fan, is running a stream at City. It's a Liverpool versus City title race. I don't think Arsenal are good enough. I disagree with, for example, with LB's content here. I disagree with what he's saying is Arsenal not good enough. It's overreaction, right? But however, this is a game today. Arsenal didn't only scam the win. Arsenal played bad. There is a difference between you scam the win and you defend it. Arsenal played bad. In this game, I can't sit and say that Arsenal scamming a win is when you play okay, you score a goal and then you defend and then you prevent the opposition. You scam the win because the penalty was not called. Because you scored a goal from a 50-50 corner kick. It's not that you created a chance and you took your chance and then you defended. That's not what happened. You were actually conceding the play for minute one. Man United had...
Okay, they had one or two opportunities, man. Let me
give you the... in the beginning of
But
the
they
guys,
didn't
in
take
the
it.
beginning,
That's
guys,
that's
let me
our
give
fault.
in the beginning of the game, Dayo,
What do we do?
Man United had 69% possession versus 31.
Yeah.
Arsenal with
Yeah.
a midfield that is supposedly on paper is one of the best in the league with Odegaard, Zubamendi, and Rice versus one of the midfields in the league that is actually weak in terms of position. Bruno Fernandes is not a position-based footballer. Casemiro is not a position-based footballer, but you consider position. You're telling me they play transition and counter-attacking, right? How did they have 69% position? How did they keep passing the ball at the back and then do the diagonal and then they build from the back? People need to see the game. I know that the win is most important thing for Arsenal today. It's the most important thing. But soft, you got the point, right? But this performance today of Man United, by the way, Man United, and I'm going to say this again, I will accept this from Arsenal against Chelsea, or City, and Liverpool. I won't accept it against the likes of Bournemouth. I won't accept it against the Newcastle. I won't accept it. You know why? Because it's too many games for you to scam wins. Too many games. Like, because you play Man United home and away.
Nobody says Arsenal plans to scam wins for the rest of the season. This is what I don't like about the narrative when it's Arsenal, right? Because you're the same people last season when we played badly and we drew those games, said you played badly. All you needed to do was, if you had a striker, you put the ball in the back of the net and you'd have won that game. Now we've got a striker. We've got someone who drags defenders. They didn't do nothing. I get it. But we found a way to get the ball in the back of the net, hold on to points.
Okay.
2 seasons back to back, Arsenal has conceded the least goals, which means defensively, we kind of trust ourselves. And Mikel Arteta has a bad record at Old Trafford. Sometimes you want to get a monkey off your back, but you need to pick your battles. As a manager, you go in there and say, look, all I care about today is a win. However we do it, if you guys need to play deeper so that they can come and we can counter, if it doesn't work, just don't allow them to score. Use your strongest attribute, your defense, and defend for your life. As far as we're concerned, we don't think that their attack is good enough to break down our defense. So depend on that. Once we
almost did, though. They couldn't scam the goal like you did.
Listen, almost
people are expecting me to actually bat on Arsenal's back.
Big chances. They registered 0 big chances, by the way.
I'm not asking you to pass Arsenal on the
back. They literally had a big chance with Mbuemo. Literally
had a
it's inside the 6 yards box, if I'm not mistaken. Raya pulled up a masterclass.
Mo, again.
That's it. Where are the other chances?
What is Raya? Is Raya
they had like 2 that you can actually recall. They barely opened this.
Hold on. Is Raya not part of the back line? When you talk about your back line defense, is that not your last line of defense? So
100%.
Again, we depended on what we were good at, our defense. I'm not saying that, we outplayed them, but we were not better than them. We were crap to them today. United, if they had a clinical striker, probably put 1 or 2 past us today. That's the truth. But sadly, their chances, they didn't take it. That's not Arsenal's fault. We took whatever chance that we could get, however small it was, in a game that we know that normally we never do well. In a game we normally never do well. So to sit here and say, you expect that Arsenal should do this against, no. And again, this is people setting standards that they want to put up there so that if Arsenal doesn't meet it, you can knock them down over the head with that hammer. It's not going to work this season. This season, like I said, depending on which team that we're playing, I will set the standard for me based on my expectation. Against the Leeds, yes. Against the top 6, I expect us to go in there, figure out a way to win. I'm not looking for you to go in there because again, against the top 6 team, head to head, strong bones, strong everything. You come out with an injury with a player in that game because you want to go toe to toe physically with United. Then the rest of the season now we're playing Norgard. Listen. This is what happened last season to us. It's what happened last season. We had 12 players who were out for 5 games or more. We had 10 players, key players in the first team that were out for 7 games or more. And we had 5 players that were out for 12 games or more last season. Key first team players, including Bukayo Saka, including Martin Odegaard. Like, even if they're not the best players, they are the players we have. If they're out of the squad, what are we doing? Playing Mikel Merino up front again for the rest of the season? Look, pragmatism this season. Go into every game, figure out a way to win and get out of there. I know everybody will come and crap on it and say, Arsenal did not look good. They did not play well. I don't care about that this season. I know the team can play well.
Yeah, but we know that performance. Okay, I hear you, but the problem is, that performance is like, I'm in critics camp. I expected Arsenal today to come out at Old Trafford at least have a better game than Man United. If I'm walking out of this game, and by the way, my friend Gunaji, appreciate your comment. Right? Appreciate you so much. You really think that I'm making this show to just banter? You think we're not analyzing football? You think we're not talking about movement? You think we're not talking about who conceded chances more? You think we're doing the show for banter? You're really thinking that? You're in the wrong place. Seriously, if people think that I'm coming here, and Dayo and Souls know me very well. Probably I've been doing shows with them for like 2-3 years now. You think I'm doing banter for Arsenal? You think I come here on these shows to do banter and jokes? Bro, that's not the place. I don't do this shit. I don't do this shit. Bro, I don't do this shit, bro.
No, Mo, I don't think this is even directed at you. I think this is just he's just probably just saying like what people say. He probably maybe in the chats or whatever it is. But again, I don't know what people were expecting. Like
the problem is, Dayo, me and Critic have told you what we were expecting, but you're just not liking what we say.
Listen, but again, and I said to you, I said, I'm glad you set that type of standard for my club. I'm glad you want to see
100%. I'm expecting Arsenal to play better football than the shit that I saw today.
Listen, I'm glad that you actually believe that my club has that level and standard of entertaining football, which I know we do have, because you said you're expecting them to play better, but they did not. And this time last season, whenever we did not play good enough, guess what we did? We dropped points. Again, there's two sides to this story. I can criticize the game today and say we were crap. Every player, I gave every player on that pitch today, outside Raya, every single player on my team, Saliba included, Gabriel, every single person that came in, Skelly, Ben White, I gave everybody a 3 and a 4. Everybody. Raya was the only person
I think the only one today is to Calafiori.
No. Raya was the only person I gave a 6.57 because of the saves that he made. Even Calafiori. The amount of
he
space
was good.
No. But I'm saying, listen,
he was really good today.
Listen, he was good going forward. The amount of space he left at the back that gave me high blood
pressure.
See
the difference? I see this as instructions from the coach.
That's definitely instructional.
Definitely. Because I know that Arsenal fullbacks don't attack as much unless the coach is telling them, you go. He doesn't trust Martinelli, bro. I don't know why he started Martinelli. That's why he pushed.
You know why we played that again today? We played the team that plays the back three. They play wing backs. We're trying to pin their wing backs back, which is why Calafiori and Ben White were pushing up front. That was instructions from the manager. You're playing a squad. Look at the setup of United today. United played 2 wing backs. They played Dallo and they played Dorgu. And those two were coming high up. So we needed to attack those two to pin them back and make them fullbacks. Otherwise, they will put a lot of pressure on our back line. So yes, I like what Calafiori did going forward, but every time the ball went over him, it went to Mbeumo. And now Mbeumo was one-on-one with either Gabriel.
In my opinion, Gabriel should have actually contained Mbeumo better than this.
No, that's why I said Gabriel to me as well.
Gabriel today was leaving Mbeumo with like 5-6 yards to receive, put under control, and go at him facing, bro. Like, what the fuck is this, bro?
I'm glad you saw what I saw.
Better than this, bro. Like, how are you leaving Mbeumo with 6 yards to receive, turn, look at you face to face and try to dribble you? That is why I think Arsenal didn't even defend. I saw Arsenal before, and I'm sorry I'm taking over, guys. I'm sorry I'm talking more. I guess I'm sorry.
Good, you're talking some facts, man.
I'm sorry. I actually think that Arsenal in the last 2 seasons, even when they didn't win the league, bro, I saw Saliba and Gabriel not even giving the forwards the chance to turn. Like, you're not even gonna start an attack on us. We're getting the ball, the interceptions, the reading of the game was elite. The diagonals they used to play against, because Arsenal used to be very attacking, right? Arsenal really used to go and stop these from happening. I saw today's spaces.
The reason that happened was Gabriel just returned, right? So that could be on the manager. You can blame
concentration. You mean?
No, he just got injury. He just came back from injury as well. That's
he's just come back obviously from injury, and obviously the manager, and you can blame whoever you want, like, you know, the coaching staff, whatever. I'm not really asked about who you want to blame for it, but Gabriel's obviously just returned from injury. He barely played preseason, so he did play like 20-30 minutes here and there. Like, obviously he started against Bilbao, but then obviously had to come off and stuff like that. Kibio was the main guy in preseason. But when we are looking at, like, from the back line, my point is, this is the worst of the Arsenal you're going to see. This is as bad as I see.
I like this.
Right? Because for me, like, I'm looking at those performances, and I know, like, Rice was awful today. Like, other than the corner and obviously like the goal that we scored, he didn't really offer as much. We know Rice can do better. He can drive better. He can throw better. He can destroy better. We know Gabriel's coming back, and he's not even on full fitness yet. And for those people in the comments who are saying I'm making excuses, we won the fucking game. There's no need for me to make excuses. But the reality of the matter is that, yes, Saliba was shaky. Like, you know, today he had a better performance than I've seen in preseason.
Yeah.
You know, Ben White, you know, verdicts out on him.
I liked Ben White today.
But going forward, he's phenomenal. Defensively, you know, he can be a bit, but he's also someone coming back from a major operation as well. You know, Timber, same kind of situation. Obviously, ACL, played all of last season. Obviously, it's kind of catching up to him. He needs to be rotated as well. I just think, for me, there is going to be an adaptation period similar to what Man City went through when they bought a striker in. Now, it is glaringly obvious that maybe, not even maybe, we definitely need a left winger. Because when you're looking at Martinelli, for example, if the over-reliance is he has to start, then we might be screwed on that side, which is what made it harder for the likes of Gyökeres and Saka and, you know, Martin Odegaard to do what they're doing. Now, the other positive that I did see is the weirdest thing today happened, right? And this is the strangest thing. Odegaard did everything we don't expect him to do, but everything we expected he was awful at. So what I mean by that is he dribbled his players, he took them on, you know, he took defenders out of the game. As soon as he did that, I don't know what happened in the final action.
Why are you getting the easy pass to Saka?
No, not even that. He misplaced passes to Saka. Like he was just like he'd take on two defenders and then misplace a pass, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I don't expect you to dribble. I expect you to pass, and I don't know why that happened. But anyways, that's obviously, you know, a criticism on his performance because everything else was pretty good. Saka today was another one that, you know, kind of deceived, other than the one moment at the end when he crossed it in, Madueke kind of fumbled it or whatever happened in that sort of situation. But for me, arguably, this is going to be as bad as it gets because it can, like, for me, it can only get better, more fitness, more time together, more time in training. Hopefully we do make one more signing, whether that is Eze. I don't really want Eze, I'm going to be completely honest. I think a pure left winger is more.
A pure left winger is what we need.
Yeah, it's what we need more.
I actually think. Okay, I'm gonna get others. I want to get Ahmed and critics.
Yeah, Rodrygo and Leao do more for us than an Eze coming in.
I don't know about that, but I'll say this.
Wait, so you're telling me like continuing to play Martinelli is?
No, I'm saying that Eze coming in as a left 10 could certainly add more to your attack in terms of like threading together passes, in terms of being an influence in the final third in a positive way. But I'm talking about him being the fulcrum of your attack. He can easily come in and start like dictating how you guys want to play. The problem is the reason why he won't. The reason he could come in off the left and you overlap with the fullback, right?
We
like
don't have overlapping fullbacks.
So Calafiori doesn't get forward.
He does get forward, but he more inverts and plays in the channels. I'm
not asking him to invert. I'm not asking him to invert. I'm actually
that's how we play him. We're telling you how we play him.
Okay,
a lot of times, he plays in the channel.
I'm just telling you, Eze can easily come in off to the left and play left 10 for you guys.
But then also, but the issue other than that is Calafiori, we don't know how reliable he can be. Like now, obviously he did start this game, but he has had a record, especially at Arsenal, of injuries. Now, if we then have to play our second left back or even our first left back in Lewis Kelly, his best attributes are inverting. So then the problem that you get is you then have Eze and Lewis Kelly playing in the same areas. So what do you do there? So you then need someone who can be a pure winger.
That can hold.
I don't think,
and Martinelli is not good enough right now.
I'll let you guys go, man. You guys know your team, man. It's okay.
No,
I'm just looking at it from the outside.
I'm just asking because for me, like this Eze conversation doesn't make sense because like I'm just evaluating it from what we need a winger more than we need like a 10 or a midfielder.
I'm gonna tell you why. To be honest with you, go ahead, critic, because
No, I was just gonna say you need someone that can stitch together your attacking moves in the final third, and I think Eze is the perfect sort of like conductor of your offense. He can come in there, come central. He doesn't have to hold width to be effective. He doesn't have to hold width. He comes inside and he dictates what you guys want to do offensively. The problem that you guys have right now is that you know that that's supposed to be what Odegaard's supposed to do, and he's not capable of doing that.
Odegaard plays on the right. Odegaard plays on the right. The way he plays on the left.
Oh my God! I'm talking about he becomes central, bro. Like I know where he plays. I know where he plays.
We can't play that way anymore.
Right.
Again, see, you have to realize maybe last season this would have worked for Arsenal in the 4-3-3 that we played. But right now we play a 4-2-3-1 because of Gyökeres. And if we're going to bring Eze in, we still need somebody out there on the wings, which means I don't mind playing Zubimendi as a sole 6, having an Eze and an Odegaard, two very creative
There's
people.
so many different ways to skin a cat, man. It's not just,
I
we play 4-2-3-1. Everyone has to hold their positions. This is how you have to play.
I agree with you. But my major
so much more fluid than that.
My major issue will still be whoever is going to play on my left wing will be a weakling, which will be Martinelli. So I still need to sort that problem out, regardless of Eze. Martinelli on the left is the only. Trossard is injured. We don't have a Trossard right now. So even if we want to start a left winger, it's either we start starting Madueke on the left, which Madueke was not brought in to start on the left, as you've seen. Like today, they brought him in for Bukayo Saka. Like you will see the difference in certain. For Martinelli today, they brought him in for, and he himself on that left, he's not doing what I expect him to do. So I need an out and out left winger. Then I don't mind bringing in Eze as well, but I don't want to bring in Eze as my last and sole player. And don't fix that left wing.
So who are you guys bringing? Who fixes your problem right now? Who are you guys going after to fix this problem of the touchline left winger? Who's this guy?
Yeah, my number one's Liao, but he got injured today. But it'll be
Liao's not coming to you guys, man. So
nobody
who's the guy?
You asked what I want. You didn't say who.
Who is coming in? Who is coming in to fix this problem?
It looks like Rodrygo.
Hold on.
You're not getting Rodrygo.
Hold on. Are you asking?
You say that, but all of the reports are okay. But all of the reports are pointing to it.
He's got more of a chance of going to Man City.
Can I ask? Your question
again? Journalists are saying otherwise. So
I don't work for the club, so I can't tell you definitely that is a player. But the ilk and the level of player that I would like them to go get is somebody who is just as effective as they are. A player as effective as that, who's a left winger, who could be a young talent that is coming out from wherever. Could be like what I'm saying is that level of player that can give me consistency.
He's not even effective though, Leo.
No. When I mean again, he's dangerous on the left. Martinelli, people are not scared of him, so he doesn't pull defenders away the way Saka gets double teamed on. I need all front three to be like when they hold the ball, defenders are like, yo, double team on this guy, which allows Gyökeres to be free. If it's Gyökeres with the ball, double team on him, which allows Saka to be free. Because that's more important to me than having somebody create and they're not afraid of you. Dude, he's going to create for nobody, literally. And that's where my big issue is. So right now, if we fix that left wing and we still have room for one, and we have money for one more, then go get me another creative person. Because right now, it's Declan Rice playing in that left 8. We play Odegaard in the right. Declan is the one playing the left. So we are playing a box-to-box there and a creator here. We still, and if we're not able to get, I'm not saying Ethan is going to be the guy, but if Martin Odegaard is messing up, then start playing Ethan. Ethan is also very creative in that left 10, and I mean the right 10, and leave Rice where he's at and fix the left wing, because the left wing is our weakest link right now. That's all I'm saying. Like
every year I come back and I hear what our weakest link is this, our weakest link is that. You solve one problem. You solve one problem, then another problem. Okay, I'll just.
Which is why I'm asking for it to be fixed now. But you're saying we should fix the left chat. We should fix the left creative, and I'm like, no.
I just think that you add more quality to your team. It gets better. You know, you had a guy that can actually stitch together attacking moves in the final third. I don't want to give any excuses at the end of the season. You have somebody that can be a supply line to Gyökeres. You might score a few more goals.
My question
that's what I'm talking about.
I know, I hear you. I hear the shout, but I'm saying I don't want to make it. I don't want any Arsenal fan making an excuse at the end of the season. Say, well, because Martinelli didn't put in any crosses. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
So if you don't get Rodrygo, okay. Let me just
somebody in that.
You're linked to, okay. There is nobody from that ilk, right? There is Semenyo, and there is Liao. Arsenal distanced themselves from Liao, and there is Rodrygo. If Arsenal miss on Rodrygo, and Eze goes to Spurs. Okay, so that tomorrow morning, Spurs put in a bid. It is like, what is Arsenal? Arsenal are linked to waiting for Rodrygo. Is it Spurs? Rodrygo says, I'm not going to Real Madrid, or Spurs get Sabinho, Man City bid, and they get Rodrygo. Where do we go from here?
That's left. The club just has to fix it. Again, Mo, you know where I stand about this. If you're asking me, Dio, listen. If you're asking my opinion,
I'm asking your opinion about this situation. Where do we go from that situation?
You have given a scenario that you think could happen.
It's actually very possible.
Listen,
it's a very plausible scenario. It's not hypothetical. So I'm not telling you Jurgen Klopp coaching Arsenal, Dio. I'm telling you a very plausible scenario that can happen tomorrow.
Listen, if you're giving me that scenario, you've taken away the options that I wanted. But if you ask me, Dio, what would you do as right now if they gave you the option to fix that left wing? Who would you go and get?
No. I want you to. Don't forget that. You said your opinion. Souls, and you said your opinion. You guys want Rodrygo or Liao? Some from that ilk. We heard it. It's fine. Great. I'm asking you a plausible scenario that can happen Monday until we play.
But there are other players. There's Barcola. If we can get him, if you can go pay the money, there's players on. I'm saying like again, you're asking me what I would do to get like I will have to list the top tier players first that I want, and if they're not available, then I go to the second tier players in that left wing that I still think are better than Martinelli. Like that's what I would have to do because I still feel the left is what needs to be fixed. So there's still players. Ademola Lookman, if we can get him, I think is still a lot more effective on the left than Martinelli right now. Not just numbers wise, but taking on his man, looking more dangerous, and they will double team him a lot, which will give a lot of space for other players to run into the channels. So for me, I want somebody who's of that, somebody that can carry the ball on that left wing. So if I can't get a Leao because of whatever reason, if the Rodrygo deal cannot even be done as a loan deal for whatever reason, if I can't get, then maybe then I look back into the Prem and I look at some of the players in the Prem on the left wing. Can I get an Anthony Gordon if Newcastle is willing to take the money? I'll break the bank and get him. I'm just saying, listen, somebody that might even give him competition. We saw Kai Havertz come in a preseason game, knowing fully well that he's not going to be starting as a 9 anymore, and played his heart out in the 15 minutes they gave him. This was Kai Havertz that never done that.
At this time, I would start Kai Havertz on the left.
Do you understand? Like, just like so, competition might also be good. Maybe Martinelli will pick up if somebody else comes in, and he feels like I'm not going to be the one starting anymore. Maybe that might jog him into that form that we're looking for as well. And whoever we bring in just has to be marginally better than him to just be able to hold that left wing. Then we can talk about
the reason why I'm gonna let the others talk, but the reason why I think I'm gonna do the super chats as well. The reason why I think Arsenal should go get someone like Eze, because I think the chances of you getting Rodrygo is getting slimmer by the day. Leao, you distance themselves. The reason why, because I watched the Chelsea game today. Every time Eze got the ball, which is what your midfield don't have. Currently, Arsenal midfield has been a year where it doesn't get us off our seat like Odegaard used to do 2 seasons ago or the season before, when he was playing these thread passes, dribbling past players, making things happen out of nowhere. We all remember the Porto game or was it the Bayern Munich game when he played Trossard? We all remember these passes that he used to do. Now, even though he dribbles, he passes to Saka. He switches to Martinelli. Let the wingers do the work. Arsenal needs someone in that midfield to be more creative and more outside of the box. I said that before on Osama's show. I'm not sure if it's instructions or Odegaard just lacks confidence to do
Dynamism.
these things. Like Eze, for example, today, every time he got the ball, he's like, come, get a nutmeg. Come, get dribbled. I'll dribble past you. Eze today, that's what he did. An enigma, someone that makes things different than the others. Your midfield is so systematic. Zubamendi is supposed to release Odegaard. I hope that we see it. But I think that because Odegaard doesn't have real competition, he's comfortable. He's very comfortable connecting the simple passes. Yes, today he didn't connect the passes, but normally Odegaard should be doing more than this. That's why I think Eze, because he ticks 2 boxes. He can play on the left. He doesn't have to be a touchline winger. I can actually provide much competition to a much needed midfield that needs that much competition. He actually has this X factor on the ball. He gets the ball, he makes things happen. That's what Arsenal don't have. Odegaard is not explosive. Declan Rice is a box crasher and he's a defender and he doesn't do what Eze does. Eze today, every time he gets the ball, he dribbles past somebody. He takes a player out of the competition. He's done. That player is in the rear view mirror. You know what I mean? Arsenal need that guy to make things happen. Like he took a shot today, it was too hot for Sanchez to catch. You need that. Is he going to the left soles? Maybe. You know what I mean? But you need that in the midfield. Otherwise, your only other option is what you guys are saying. You get Leao, you get Rodrygo. Why? The midfield doesn't need to work as much. Everything comes from the sides. Saka, Leao. But if you don't get them and you get Semenyo, with all due respect, Semenyo's come on.
Semenyo's a bad man.
Okay,
so he's not. Semenyo's not Rodrygo or Leao.
Mo. What I'm saying
like
what I'm saying again is I think that Mikel Arteta, just looking at the way the squad has been assembled, is going to play a different style this season. We now have a Zubamendi that knows how to thread those passes sideways, forward, cut through. Again, we have somebody who, like a metronome, who actually controls the metronome of the game on the Arsenal side. We are not playing a ball carrier anymore. We have a Declan Rice in the midfield on the left who can run the channels, help defend, play at the double pivot. And I think he wants to have somebody on that left side. I get it. Eze would be an amazing ad. I said this before, but I asked this question to every single person. I said, Are you better off fixing your weakest part of your squad, the real part that you know you don't have a player in? Because if tomorrow Martinelli gets injured, guess who's the only person that can play on the left for the rest of the season?
You
Just
have
guess.
two options. You have two options.
Who?
You have Meduki
Mhm.
and you have Kai Havertz.
Don't do that. Don't do the Kai Havertz thing. Stop that. I'm talking about left wing. Left wing right now.
Yeah, but that's why you're so rigid in the conversation, like your manager. You're so rigid in the conversation, like you're so adamant that the left winger has to be a touchline winger. While
Exactly.
you're saying you don't have to play a touchline winger. You can play the winger side. Havertz played for Chelsea on a winger. Havertz played for Leverkusen as a winger.
Can I say
He
something?
doesn't have to be a touchline winger.
Hold on, let's not do this. Let's not do this. All of a sudden, right now, you're pulling Havertz, who we brought as a midfielder, right, and turned into an attacker, saying that, okay, if I look at my roster of players, Trossard is injured, my out-and-out left winger, my backup. Martinelli is the only left winger I have. Why should I not strengthen that place and have an extra left winger there?
You should, 100%. You should.
What I'm saying. That is my weak. So why is it an issue when I say let's fix the part in every position on the team? We have 2 players or 3 players for each of those positions. I can list them from the back. Raya,
Havertz is an attacker.
Now I've got a good suggestion
where he plays on the pitch.
Havertz is not a backup for Martinelli, is what I'm saying.
I've actually got a good suggestion.
On that left wing, I have a problem right now. Let's fix that left wing, then you can do whatever you want to do.
Go ahead.
Listen, okay, Rodrygo is not going to happen. Yeah, so let's put that to the side.
I don't like sweeping statements like this. Don't make sense like
No,
that.
it doesn't.
Why are you making a sweeping statement?
Because it's never going to happen.
Why? Can you give me a reason?
Why would Rodrygo leave Real Madrid to join Arsenal?
Because he wants to get game time. There is many reasons we can, and we've been through this, Ahmed, before me and you. Game time, World Cup here.
Do you think Arsenal is the only club in the Prem that needs a left winger?
Currently, there are 2 clubs.
Man City also are looking at a left winger because Doku is pony, and then and Romano's even said that they're thinking about Rodrygo and they're just assessing
only if they sell Savinho.
Yeah. So my question, exactly where I was about to come now.
Conversation.
Exactly what I was going to say is that is who Arsenal should be getting. Get Savinho. He would be perfect on that left wing position. I think.
What the fuck?
What?
So they should go for the guy that Man City wants to sell to get the other guy that they want to target.
It didn't work out.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
How are Arsenal gonna go to get the guy that Man City want to sell? And Man City to get Arsenal's first target.
Why would you?
Don't make me lose brain cells.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
How is that thinking make sense to you?
Okay, it does make sense. You're acting like Arsenal are buying from Man City. Yeah. Is beyond the realms of possibility, as if we've not seen them buy Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus and all these guys. Yeah, a player like Savinho, just because it's not worked out at Manchester City, does not mean it's not going to work out in a different club. Because we've seen Savinho, yeah, when he plays off that left hand side, a few games under Man City, he was actually much better on the left than he was on the right. At Girona, he was playing on the left wing back. He was playing as a left winger. He was cooking. So. Let's be realistic. Yeah, I reckon.
Ahmed, you know what?
Get Souls answer.
Yeah, let me ask you something. So, who do you think is better, Savinho or Rodrygo?
Yeah, obviously Rodrygo is better.
Okay,
Rodrygo is the best left winger in the world.
Let me ask. Okay, so for Rodrygo to go to Man City, it means Savinho needs to be sold. So we should buy the worst player to help strengthen our rivals. So should we have bought Darwin Núñez instead of Isak to help Liverpool go get Isak then? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, follow your logic through for a moment. Why would you strengthen? Why would you buy a player from your rival that's clearly worse than the player they're going to bring in?
You're talking about a player like Savinho, yeah, just because they might get a Rodrygo. And then you're going to help them in getting rid of Savinho. Savinho coming to Arsenal and playing on the left-hand side consistently.
So why not Rodrygo? Okay, so why not?
Bro, Man City coming for Rodrygo, Arsenal coming for Rodrygo.
Man City are not going for Rodrygo, Ahmed.
Bro,
Man City,
Ahmed, they are not.
Ahmed, stop and think.
This Rodrygo thing is nonsense.
Stop.
Nonsense.
Okay, Ahmed, I'm going to take it step by step. sorry, chat. Ahmed, what are Rodrygo's options today? He wants to go to the Premier
Either
League.
stay
Who are
at
the-
Madrid or go to Man City.
Why you're not including Arsenal?
Because Arsenal aren't serious to be getting a player like him. They'll never get a player like him. No chance. They're not
But you,
ruthless.
just,
in the market.
but you just said that they are serious and they should get Savinho. So you
Yeah,
acknowledge
Savinho,
that
that's
they
a
are
more
serious.
realistic option, 100%. That's a more realistic option.
So Rodrygo, if he decides to leave Real Madrid, and he has 2 Premier League clubs to go to, there is Arsenal that have the money and Manchester City. Man City said, we're not going to buy you until we sell Savinho. So instead of Arsenal putting a 90 million bid for Savinho, they should go and put 70 million bid for for Rodrygo. So put 70 million bid for Savinho, so Man City can take the 70 million, put 20 million on it, and just buy Rodrygo. Instead of them go and say, Man City, we're not giving you the money. We are...
Okay, let's look at it like this, yeah? They was heavily linked to Eze, right? We know that Rodrygo is a better player than Eze, right? You're telling me Arsenal, who potentially could lose out to an Eze, right? Bearing in mind that Eze's made it clear that he would like to play for Arsenal, despite the whole rumors about him going to Tottenham. They're about to lose to him.
Why? Okay, stop.
What?
Why? Why they are about to lose on... No.
Because Arsenal haven't put the money
There's a
for
reason...
it.
No. There is a reason the journalist said why Arsenal might miss out on Eze. Why? Tell me.
What?
Why? What's the... Do you know the reason or you don't know? Should I tell
He
you?
doesn't know the reason.
No.
Do you know the reason or you don't?
No, I don't know the reason why he's going.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the reason so that we'll end the discussion so we can talk about the football. Because Arsenal are prioritizing going for Rodrygo on the left
They're not
wing.
getting Rodrygo, bro.
You don't know whether
They're not
they-
getting Rodrygo.
That's not the point, though. You see,
That's not
We'll
getting
move on.
Rodrygo.
Let's move on.
They're not getting
Move on.
Rodrygo.
Move on.
okay, we're not getting him. I hear you.
Move on.
That's your
They're not
opinion.
getting
Though.
him.
That's your opinion, though. And you're sad. I know you're sad because you lost today.
No,
But that's
there's no
Oh,
sign.
here we go.
Where, how are they getting Rodrygo? They're not
That's
getting,
what-
bro.
because
These lot live in cuckoo land, you know.
Listen, because that's
They
what we're
live
doing
in
now, right?
cuckoo land.
Because that's what we're doing right now. Again,
Rodrygo.
This is...
because
this
that's
is-
what
We
we're
should
doing
move on.
now.
We should move on from this conversation, guys.
Just put it in the chat, man. How many people let's get some numbers on Rodrygo.
No, seriously, we should move on from the
Rodrygo.
Rodrygo conversation. Like
Rodrygo
Ahmed,
is
they literally briefed the media that they are not going for Eze because they want Rodrygo. يعني خلاص.
Okay, they're gonna
يعني-
get Rodrygo, and there's gonna be.
Yeah,
a hail
I
as well.
didn't
Okay,
see.
bro.
I didn't say they're gonna get Rodrygo. I said they might miss.
That's what they said. They didn't.
Okay,
It's
you're
a
getting Rodrygo.
dangerous
Khalas.
game.
Okay, khalas, you're getting Rodrygo then.
Let me
and
do
you're
the
gonna win
super
league.
chats because this is getting out of hand. AMT Arsenal fans. Since there is Arsenal fans here, they know Arsenal in their pump when we were winning leagues, we were still scamming wings against Manchester United. Fair enough, AMT.
True.
Mama, he said, "What's the impact of Chelsea versus Arsenal attack?"
I don't even know what that means.
And that
What was the impact of the?
MN, what was the impact of Chelsea versus? Okay, the impact non-existent in both games, basically 0% effect, zero impact. If that is what you're looking for, both of them looked at. United don't deserve to win if they don't score. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Did PSG deserve to win against Liverpool when they peppered their goal? And I'm going to the extreme to show you, like, not every team that win game deserves to win. Sometimes football works mysterious ways. Arsenal, for example, played the game against Man United where Kai Havertz literally missed 3 shots in front of the goal. Arsenal played better than Man United and deserved the win. And at the end, they lost on the penalty kicks. But Arsenal played better than Man United. Not every time the team that plays better wins the games. Everyone knows that. That's how football works. Right? Mo, didn't you and Don Osam predict Arsenal to drop points? I said that the most likely outcome of this game was a draw. Yes, Arsenal won, but you watching the game, you know that my prediction for this game was true. That because both teams, to be honest, didn't deserve the win as much.
But we won it, Chad. That's all I care about.
You won the game.
My prediction was spot on. Spot
You
on.
said you're gonna scum back the win.
I literally said it yesterday. I said we're gonna go there. I'm
Dayo.
just scam a win. That's it.
We need Eze and Rice left 8, Nwaneri, Odegaard right 8, Rice, Zubamendi in central. That's, by the way, that's one of the things that I actually think that there should be a world where Arsenal play with 2 attacking 8s. It doesn't have to be Rice and Zubamendi. There has to be a world where, and Dayo, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, Dayo has been saying this for actually 2 years now. That there has to be a world where Arsenal play 2 attacking mid instead of 1.
I don't mind it.
It's just not going to be against a United or City, Liverpool.
Yes, of course. I understand.
Just a quick one there. I don't mind having Eze today, right now. Honestly speaking, if you give me Eze, I'll take it. I'll take him in a heartbeat. My biggest problem is that if you have a car and the left tire is bad, fix that tire before you go and add more gas into your air conditioner. Eze is that air conditioner.
I think your midfield has a problem, to be honest.
Yeah, Eze, what I'm saying. But Eze is out. Listen, Eze is that this same midfield that had a problem last season, but went on to, with the defense, concede the least goals. But
the attacking part of the midfield is lacking.
Listen, which is what the problem was last season, and I agree with you. But again, part of the attacking problem was Martinelli on the left and Trossard as a sub.
I thought it was because you guys didn't have a striker. Now you got a striker, and it's the same problem. There's a new problem now.
I said that was part. Again, if you hear me, I said part of the problem. Part of, not the main. That is, there were many problems. Having a striker was one of them. Indiscipline was another thing. Our left wing was not working. Saka, we did 43% of our attack last season through the right channels. Saka's wing, 43% of all the games we played. And Saka was injured for 3 months, and we still had more of our attacking through the right. You can imagine that kind of stuff. That's crazy. We need
someone saying 1 hour on Arsenal because the biggest game of the day was Arsenal versus Manchester United. It's very simple. That's the biggest game of the week. That's why it was the last game. If Arsenal don't get Eze and Rodrygo, they should riot. Kroenke out. Fair enough. Eze is better than all our left winger options and Odegaard. That's why actually I think that Arsenal should get Eze.
Does Eze win me the league today? Are you going to sit here and say if I put in Eze into this Arsenal
team? I think he gives you a bigger chance.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the truth? The only 2 players that gives you maybe more chance than Eze is actually maybe Rafael or Odegaard or Rodrygo.
So why don't we go for that? Because that's what I want. Do you see what you're saying?
I hope so.
So you're saying, I know, I mean, whether it happens or not.
Yeah, but because I'm going to tell you why. We have a saying, I think we have a saying everywhere in the world. A bird in hand is better than 10 on the tree, right? Eze is literally crying out for Arsenal. Come and get me. I'm available. I want to play for you. But Rodrygo hasn't made up his mind. There is only 13 days left in the window. Rodrygo can come out and say, I'm staying at Real Madrid. Now Arsenal are stuck. You get my point, right?
I get your point. I agree with you. But my point is, you know what? Go big first. Try and get what you need. Because again,
but you haven't yet.
Again, but it's been reported that it will. So
the problem is Eze might leave. Eze might go to Spurs. Anyway, Souls, I know you have to go in a bit. Okay, if Arsenal are serious, just bid now before Savinho sold. I hear it.
Wait, what? So put that comment back on. What did he say? If Arsenal fans are serious, just bid now for his position. So do you agree with
Rodrygo? Bid for Rodrygo. They go and put 100 million on the table for Rodrygo tomorrow, Monday morning. 100 mil for Rodrygo. You just missed Baleba. Worried Rodrygo might be Arsenal.
Again, he's moving the goalpost because he's rattled up about the fact that Rodrygo's not going to Arsenal. He's not going to go to Arsenal.
Again, this whole transfer about this person not going here or somebody going here.
Watch this. Diallo, you really, Mo and his cornies wanted to dunk on us today. Just if you say that, Diallo, I know that you're trying to rattle me, but I actually wanted Arsenal to win and play good because I actually want to see Chelsea win, Liverpool win, City win, and Arsenal win. I think it's bad for content if Liverpool are playing the best out of all of them, but it's only a 2-horse race. Arsenal and Chelsea need to actually play well, which is a good segue to Chelsea Football Club. Who watched the game first?
I did.
Ahmed, you didn't watch the game, you front?
No, I fell asleep watching Chelsea.
So you started watching it. You woke up to watch it, though.
No, I fell asleep during the game. That's even worse, to be fair.
Well,
honestly,
Chelsea were ass.
I wouldn't say they were ass. I just think that like a lot of the problems.
Ass and cheeks.
I would say this. Most of the issues that plagued us today were the spaces were on the right where Enzo Fernandez was. I thought Enzo Fernandez was ass tonight. I thought he had a poor game, and I thought that. Crystal Palace did a very, very good job of shielding, keeping our best ball carriers off the ball. You know, so sometimes you have to give credit to the opponent. I thought they did a masterful job of setting up that low block and giving us no spaces to play through. But at the same time, where Enzo was positioned on that right sort of like half space, I thought that he had all sorts of acres of space and just did not utilize it well. He just had a poor game. And when we try to punch it into the likes of Cole Palmer or João Pedro, the screen was good. We just couldn't get it to work it into them. Problems I had too were so much of the possession was recycled amongst our defenders, and none of those guys were taking the risk to just break lines and play it into the attackers. In particular, Chalobah and Acheampong, who obviously playing in a new role for him, was probably trying to keep it safe and not try to make too many mistakes. To his credit, I thought that he was okay. He had to deal with Mateta for most of the game and did a decent job of marshaling him. And, obviously I didn't expect him to shut him down 100%, but he certainly put in a good shift there. Things that were lacking for him was just the ability to really, punch in the ball like you see Colwell do, break lines with passes, because there was opportunities where we could have just worked it right into the attackers and we just didn't take those opportunities. You saw more than a few opportunities where, Cole Palmer's looking for the ball in the half space and didn't get it, and he's just frustrated. And the more times that happens, the more times he just gets, he's out of the game. He's not finding the ball at his feet too much. So that was the one problem. I didn't like what we got on the wings.
Critic, who do you think played better today, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Chelsea. No, I would say, yeah, Chelsea without question. I would say that what we got on the wings wasn't very effective. I don't think that we got a lot from Gittins. I don't think we got a lot from Neto. He was okay in combination play every now and then, but we needed the wingers to go 1v1 against their wing backs, and we just did not get enough in those wide areas. And the way that we set up, because we were setting up with a 3-1-3-3, we didn't have enough width to open up the spaces for the likes of Cole Palmer, for the likes of João Pedro to get on the ball. And as a result, slow, languid build-up, weren't moving it quick enough. And as a result, we just could not find enough opportunities to pierce their back line. And credit to Crystal Palace again. I thought that they played a fantastic game, 3-2-5. They gave us nothing in the middle. When we worked it out to the flanks, they were basically double teaming our wingers with their right and left tens, and then also the wing backs. And we just didn't have anyone that was actually. I thought that one thing that we could have done that we didn't do effectively is we didn't overlap any of the fullbacks at any point in the game. We're basically just holding the same shape, the 3-1-3-1-3-3 the entire game. And it led to our undoing because it looks clear that the space was on the flanks and we just didn't utilize it correctly. So I give Crystal Palace a lot of credit for the way that they set up. They frustrated us. And, even as you looked at the second half, you saw Cole Palmer looking to get on the left flank to try and get a little bit more space and get on the ball a little bit more. And it was working okay. But then again, we didn't have any impetus in the middle of the pitch anymore now. So when he's looking for those cutbacks to come inside, there was nobody in the box with any presence. But, I think that this is just I don't think that this is something that we need to be worried about or panicked about. Crystal Palace have defended resolutely. We have the numbers. We have the ability to pierce teams. Just didn't happen today. We weren't moving it fast enough.
In my opinion, what I watched today is Maresca making the same problems, and him not having a good center back is hindered his plans.
Absolutely.
He was too scared to push both fullbacks up. If you watch Reece James today, he's so defensive. Caicedo
he was playing the back three. He was making up the back three, though, right? And the reason why you don't want to be all cavalier with your fullbacks and whatnot is just because you don't have a
center back. Exactly.
You have an 18-year-old playing central center back. He needs to be obviously insulated correctly. And you have Chalobah, who's normally a right-sided defender, playing on the left. Couldn't use his left very well. So yeah, there were all sorts of problems there. No doubt about it. But
Chelsea, to be honest, I think Chelsea, if this game, because I believe that this game is going to happen throughout the season. No. Arsenal game today is not going to happen. Not a lot of teams will do like what Man United did today against Arsenal. It will be the other way. But the majority of the teams that Chelsea will play, it will look like this. Counter-attack, physical game, roughing Chelsea's players, no spaces, tight spaces. I don't know why Chelsea today, every time you got the ball, it was so slow. Pass the ball back. No creativity. João Pedro was trying to move and no one is passing him the ball. You know what I
but
mean?
there's the passing lanes weren't open though. That's what I'm trying to say. They
But
played so compact and tight, like a 5-2-3.
So you're gonna see that every week. Then every week we're gonna see this.
Yeah, but you're not gonna see a team play so disciplined like that every week. You're not gonna see a team like every time.
Why are you assuming this?
Because like it's hard to play that way for 90 minutes. It's extremely hard to keep that focus and
if Crystal Palace can do it,
Crystal Palace is a very good defensive team, man. They can do that. I don't think that it's going to be something you're going to see every week. That
Souls, if you have to go, it's fine. I know you have to wake up.
Yeah, just quickly. Okay, I think it's actually quite easy for a lot of teams to do it because a lot of teams have been doing it against better opposition than Chelsea. Like Man City faced this a lot. We faced this a lot. Liverpool at times faced this a lot. So it's not really a difficult thing for a lot of teams to set up defensively against the likes of Chelsea. The problem that I saw was Levi Colwill not being there. And I know obviously that's a big injury and the part of the issue is you just didn't have any other way of making up, those sort of line breaking passes or sweeping right over the top and bypassing the entire thing. And that's kind of where you miss it now. Joao Haito could come in and do that. But my only concern with him is as centre back, he doesn't look as stable as he is a left back. Now, the problem isn't necessarily Cucurella or Reece James. I still think if a Joao Haito came in, you'd have the same issue where he doesn't really want to push on both the fullbacks in a game like this. Now, the other problem that you guys have, and it's similar to Arsenal in a sense, is like as good as Cole Palmer and as good as Martin Odegaard can be, they both haven't shown that ability to play a killer pass. Now, Palmer has shown this in the past.
Palmer hasn't shown the ability to play a killer pass?
Like, in the past he has, but he's not consistent with it. As in a killer, like in a low block, there's a certain type of way of passing. And I just don't think Palmer's got that in his bag all the time. Now, he's great individually. No, I've not seen it on a consistent basis. That's what
he plays that. He plays that like I can tell you at least 10 times last year where he played it into Jackson and Jackson fluffed the line or Madueke. He's in a deft patch. So he can definitely thread those balls through the lines and inch perfect.
But you haven't played low blocks like this. Like teams are now.
We play low blocks all the time. What do you mean?
Don't.
Like
no.
We don't play low blocks.
No, not like these. Not
like these. Like
you guys.
So last year was different to this one game this year.
Last season, teams didn't respect you as much. That's the reality of it.
What
That's
are
why
you talking about?
You had opportunities to open up teams. This year, you're not going to have them because
the only thing that changes from one year to the next is the fact that now they have a little bit more of an understanding of what Maresca wants to do on the ball. Where we want to threaten teams.
No.
That's a factor. But don't tell me this that teams weren't worried about us in the final third.
They weren't. That's a reality.
What are you talking about?
They weren't because they knew.
Go back and look at what the average possession was for each team against us. Like go look at where they were.
It's not about possession. It's not about those sort of things. It's how they set up against you.
So hold on.
So that they didn't set up with a low block. They set up with a low block.
They set up with a low block. Let me explain why.
Okay.
If you look at your performance against the likes of PSG, for example, right, a team that was a bit more open, a bit more expansive, wanted to kind of come onto you. What did you do? You absolutely demolished them. Lower teams now. Teams of higher quality, maybe the Arsenals, Liverpool, Cities, teams of that sort of caliber, maybe they will open up. I'm not going to sit here and say they will definitely do that or they won't. But teams that are like of weaker quality are going to look at it and go, we can't open up against a team like Chelsea as much as we did maybe last year, even if it is on a counter or commit more players forward.
I'm trying to figure out what the difference was between last year and this year. Like,
this year
what is the difference?
Your attack is a lot more to be third.
So what is your evidence if Chelsea are third in ball position last season? Like they are ahead of Arsenal. So that means Chelsea had more possession than Arsenal last season. So by definition, doesn't that mean that the opposition play low block? It doesn't.
You can still have possession and still
possession in what aspect of the field, Mo? That's another question.
So how do we decide if Chelsea play against low blocks or not? Then how do we decide that?
By watching the games.
Okay, so I watched all the games.
There isn't always an underlying metric of saying this is a low block. The reality of the matter is they're more third this season because of what they did in the Club World Cup, because of what they're capable of doing. It's the same. It's an evolution of how as you get better. It's not. This isn't discrediting Chelsea. It's actually the biggest compliment you can pay to a team because they are more respected this season because they've gone and upgraded on a Nicola Jackson, right? So we all can admit João Pedro is better than Jackson, right? So they're going to look at that. Now, Palmer isn't going to have like the fall off he had last season at the end of the season. Now, I know people are going to say still create chances, all of this, but we know how potent he can be. And on top of that, they're now obviously signing or looking to sign Xavi Simons. I know he didn't play today, but they've got Jamie Gittins, another player who's up and coming, very renowned in the world of football. They're looking at that and setting up differently because they know they have a lot more dynamics in their
What if I told you?
Comes in highly credited as well.
What if I told you that the 2 games against Crystal Palace last year played out the exact same way? Would you believe me?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what are we talking about?
I'm not saying you never come across low blocks.
No, what you said specifically was his teams did not have to respect us last year, so they were just playing all this cavalier football.
They didn't have to, because the reality of the matter is last season. Why did they play that way then? Okay, last season you started to prove yourself, but you hadn't proven to be that team yet. You were getting to that point, and teams started going, on. They're getting better, right? But you weren't going into the season. Would you say you were there to be like, oh my God, you're the Chelsea that you are this season?
I don't think we're proving anything this season, to be honest with you. But like what I'm saying here is there's no difference between how we played last year versus how
you played. I'm talking how oppositions will come into
the game. Like you saw, I just told you that the one game that we played against Crystal Palace was the exact same game that we saw the two games last season.
I'm talking like continuously.
Okay, so then you have no evidence to suggest that the teams are going to. Okay, so
but in moments in games, teams are going to open up.
Teams are going to open up.
You're going to get some nasty low blocks. This is what I'm saying. You guys haven't come across them yet.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you, though. Like, we've seen these last year. This was the biggest problem that we had last year, was low blocks. It's the exact same thing.
He's saying this season is going to get worse because you've upgraded.
Oh, so it's going to be an even lower block, right?
No, even more. Last season, what happened? Last season, what happened?
Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, guys?
Okay, let me make the entire point then, right? Let me clarify, because now I know why you're not understanding what my point is. Last season, yes, they may have set up in a low block, but as the game gone on, they're like, okay, Jackson can't finish for shit. We can commit a bit more. Whereas in this season, if you allow that kind of space or that ill discipline, Pedro, the likelihood is Pedro will take that chance. Cole Palmer will take that chance. Gittins can take that, or Xavi Simons, Estevao, or whoever else you're playing are more likely right now to take those opportunities. Whereas with last season, you were looking at it, Jackson's missing left, right, and center. You've got, all of these players are just missing chances, right? That was one of your biggest problems. You created chances, but no one was there to really take them. So then what happened is teams got a little bit more comfortable going, actually, let's just commit a little bit more. But this season, if they do that, guess what happens?
They're going to die.
You will score.
Chelsea will kill them. Yeah. This season, if they commit a little bit more, because you have better quality in those positions, is what he's saying. He's saying
one mishap and
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that in any way, shape, or form. We have definitely solved some of the issues that we had last year in terms of having guys that are a little bit more clinical in the final third. But that's not to say that like what we were facing last year is less than what we're going to face this year. It's the exact same thing. We just have better quality on the pitch.
He's just saying it's going to be a bit. Let me ask you a question. So, like I did martial arts. If I fight with someone this season and I see that their cardio is not good, right? In the next tournament, I'm a little more confident. Like, his cardio is bad. Let me work on my cardio. Wait till the last 30 seconds and see if I can knock this guy out, because I know your cardio is bad. But then if I face this guy again and in the first round, he looks like he's not breaking the sweat, dude, I'm going to have to change my style of fight, which is what he's saying about teams. Like, teams are not going to look at João Pedro and be like, he's not Jackson. If we open up a little bit more for 5 minutes, he will score. So they will keep that low. That's what he's saying. You'll face more of a
lot more, like consistently throughout the game.
So we've got better quality on the pitch.
Yes.
And as such, we will face more defenders that will be more switched on, is what you're saying.
Yes, because
is that what you're saying?
Not even just switched on. What I'm saying is, whereas in last season, okay, you might have faced it for like 60 minutes in a game, 70 minutes for a game. This time, you're probably going to face them for more than 90 minutes, or more of the game. I'm talking like 90
I don't know how you guys make
reason to against the lower teams, especially now. Teams with a bit more quality or a bit more belief may not do that, but the reality of the matter is, the teams that do know the inferiority are going to do that for much longer because of what you can do. Now, if the game is 0-0, they're just going to stay in a low block.
I agree with the statement.
Yeah. Now, it's going to go for a lot longer. Whereas with last season, what happens is the game's 0-0. They're like, well, actually, their attackers aren't really doing much. Let's just get one of our fullbacks to go forward as well and go into, or even both, because they're not as fearful.
Yeah, but what you're telling what you're presenting is scenarios where things like that happen. But I'm telling you that never happened. They're not saying, well, you know what, because Jackson still carried threat, regardless of whether or not he was scoring goals. He's carried threat. Palmer still carries threat. You know, it's like when you're saying that, like,
but they were missing. They were out of form. They weren't scoring.
Sure, they were missing. So now we have more clinical finishers. I agree with you on that.
There we go.
Yes,
that's it.
So it doesn't mean that like the teams are going to be playing any differently because of who.
Oh, 100% they were.
I disagree. I don't think. Let me just tell you what it is I disagree with. This idea that they're now going to be flying up and down the. Last year when they were flying up and down the pitch, you know, they're not going to do that anymore because of what happened before. What you said was Chelsea. The way they were playing Chelsea was, you know, they stopped us for about 70 minutes. And then, you know, they're just like, okay, now we're okay. Let's just let our fullbacks bomb on. They're not going to do that. They weren't doing that last year. That never happened.
So let me just say this.
What was I watching? What Chelsea team was I watching last year then? What Chelsea team was I watching last year?
I am not sitting here saying they're doing it for 90 minutes. What I'm saying is, as the game evolved, they started to see actually these attackers aren't really finishing their opportunities, so we don't really need to do as much. So that's when they start to commit.
So they had more impetus to get forward.
Because by the way, you also had a situation where you conceded a lot in the second half.
So by the way, were they getting more forward then? Were they getting more cavalier with their attempts to go forward in those games? Is that what you're telling me?
Chelsea or the opposition?
The opposition.
Yeah. And it's stated as well. Because in second half, you actually conceded more goals in the second half than any other game. Yeah. In any other part of the game. Well, that is why I'm saying they got a lot more freedom.
We actually got better in the second half of games. The second half of games is where we scored most of our goals.
Yeah, but you also conceded.
What are we doing here, man? Like what? So we scored more goals during the second half.
You're not good. I never said you had to be good.
I don't know what this argument is anymore. So
basically, Chelsea, you're saying you've got better players now. You've got more, clinical players, and you think teams are going to play exactly how they played against you last season. Like, they're not going to find a way to switch it up against your better players. Like, you assume that every squad that played the way they played last season will play exactly that way, and Chelsea will play differently with their new entire.
No, I didn't say that at all. I was trying to figure out. what you guys are expecting to see that's going to be different.
I'm asking, and the reason I'm asking.
It's very simple answer, by the way. We are expecting teams to actually show more respect to Chelsea because now that you have better players and you're world champion.
But how much more respect can you show, like rather than playing with a back five and four in front of that and a one? Like that's the ultimate.
Jackson to João Pedro. Listen, Jackson to João Pedro says a lot.
They played like that last year.
No. Defenders.
Yeah, but United played a 5-5. They still
fear João Pedro more than they fear Jackson. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So do you think they will play a different style against João Pedro?
I don't think that the fear that they have for João Pedro versus Jackson is going to lead to them playing a different style.
Can I ask you?
They're still going to set up a low block. They're still going to play with a back five. They're still going to play with four in front and then one on top.
The second they start committing
goals, they're getting
comfortable.
The space they gave Jackson last season where he was missing balls, they won't give that same space to João Pedro because they know João Pedro will score those goals.
Yeah, João Pedro scored.
Can I tell you guys the true?
They won't do that.
Can I tell you guys that the real truth of Chelsea is that their fullbacks don't contribute to the games like other teams. Their fullbacks rarely contribute to the offensive side. Like Kukurea goes forward, but he doesn't try to cross.
He's a box crasher though.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think actually you need fullbacks sometimes to go and help your wingers overlaps.
This would have been the case of that today. I was looking at Kukurea. I'm like, you're inverting. Go and help Gittins. Why is Gittins have to dribble two guys every single time? The problem is, to be honest with you, critics, and you didn't do shows with me last season. I was saying this from day one of Maresca last season. You didn't do shows. Ask the people that did shows with me. Mm-hmm. I was saying that my problem with the Chelsea team is that every time Neto has the ball or Madueke has the ball, they have to dribble two guys to get to the byline to get something happening. Today, it's the same. So it's so easy for the opposition to ask the winger or to trap the winger to pass the ball back because there's no overlap happening. There's nobody else to mark.
That's why Palmer was trying to go and help Gittins a little bit, because he was like, this guy has to dribble 2 guys every time he gets the ball. There is one and one behind. The other side, Neto as well. That's why I believe that Chelsea, which is what you did at the end of last season, is that your fullbacks helped. Go look at Kukureya's crosses end of the season versus the beginning of the season last season. Go check
I don't
Reece
think
James.
I don't
It's not
know
about
if
crossing.
Cucurella-
Crossing is an indication to me that he's doing overlapping. You know what I mean? Like,
No, but
that's-
like but a lot of the times like he was playing like basically as a number 10. Like he would come into the half spaces and
he's not
occupy those
even that
spaces
good
there.
as a footballer anyway. He's not.
Well, I'm
like,
not, but you're looking for him to thread through passes. I'm telling you that he was
cross.
but I'm telling you he was getting on the end of things and finishing, and that's how we were.
I
using him
know.
in those
That's
areas.
very good. But I want the
Yeah.
wingers to be helped, to be honest with you. And I don't see that happening for just like.
Well, I mean,
No,
the whole idea of getting like somebody like Gittins and Estevao is because
But
they're
he
supposed to
can't
be able
dribble
to go-
2 guys. He can't.
Well,
It's
I mean,
impossible.
this is a bad example, obviously, because obviously you're right today. That was not the game plan. It didn't look like there was a lot of help for those guys out in wide areas, and they were getting.
And that's why they
double-teamed a
look.
lot.
People are blaming Gittins to them like, that's at 21 years old. This is his first start in the Premier League. That's his first actual game in the Premier League. And every time he's getting the ball, he's asked to dribble
Mhm.
Richard, he's a monster. Like, he's a very physical defender. And Munoz, who's another physical defender.
Munoz
And I'm
had
like,
a good game.
yeah, like, and I'm like, Gittins is really here in a difficult situation. He needs help. He needs to be in a space 1-on-1, which is, to be honest with you, that's an overlapping fullback can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not the like I keep saying this. Like, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Like, you can't expect that the
100%.
only way that you're going to get width, the only way you're going to be able to open up spaces by overlapping the fullback. Like, you can overload the box too, which is what we've done a lot last year, and still get the same results. You know, keep in mind that a lot of the times our wingers, like you're talking about Neto plays off the right. He's left-footed. He usually inverts. Like, he's not just holding width at that point, right? So I think the problem today was exactly what you pointed out, the fact that we needed actually an overlap in this game because that was where the space was.
Because also
And
you
we didn't have-
allowed Crystal Palace to be more compact by not having overlap. It's easy.
Exactly.
They don't have to
Exactly.
push a guy outside because there's only one Chelsea. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the
I
spaces
blame
weren't there.
Maresca today.
Mo,
Maresca today is a
Mo,
problem.
can I go back to your first question that you asked him? You said who played better today, Chelsea or Arsenal, right?
Mhm.
Can we put some context around it? Arsenal went away to play against Manchester United at Old Trafford away. Chelsea played at home today against Crystal Palace. You're expected to show up and show out in your first game, like you were saying to us. We should be holding you to that same standard. You're expected to show up and show out on your first game of the season at home in front of your fans and beat whatever team they put in front of you.
Mhm.
The same thing that you guys were saying about how Arsenal should have gone to Old Trafford, and even though we played horribly, like today, they should just bin everything that we did, bin it and burn it. And all those players should not be paid a week's wages. If I own the club, that's what will happen for the game they play today to all my Arsenal players. That would be part of their punishment. But having said that, standards that you want to hold me to when you say, okay, if you go out here, I'm going away now to Old Trafford. You're at home. What happened? What happened?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. You didn't ask me. I wasn't asked.
No, I'm asking you now. That's what I said. I
Okay,
want
the
to-
context of the game.
I'm
Okay,
asking
so
now.
if we're talking about who played better, I still said Chelsea played better. We didn't get the result, right? We didn't get the result, but the brand of football that we were playing was better than that of Arsenal's, irrespective of where we were, how the results ended up. We played better football.
with the
Just
context
didn't work out.
again, I said put the context around it. You playing at home in front of your fans and we going away. That I'm saying add that context to however you want to put it, right? Add that context.
Okay.
Who was the better team today based on the context in which they were? Was it the team who played poorly and found a way to win and showed some kind of mentality, just like
Remember you're asking who played better.
or
Remember
was
you're
it-
asking that.
That's what I'm putting context around it for you. I'm saying
But remember that's what the question was. Who played better?
Who played better, and I'm adding context. I want you to take these contexts and add it as the baseline of how you give your answer. The context is the team that went away to a rival, right?
Mhm.
To a top 6 rival in their own home ground and found a way to win, played stinky football, scammed it through, but got what they needed to get out of it. Or the team that played at home in front of their fans, played the good football, but drop points.
Well,
I think
what you're asking is,
it's a crime to say that what Chelsea played today is good football. It's just
No,
a crime against humanity.
I'm using that so
It's
that
a crime.
you know, if Arsenal played crap, we played crap. So Chelsea to me was good. We played crap. Like
Chelsea
Arsenal,
were horrible, bro. Chelsea were horrific.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yo, your first chance came to Andre Santos in the 96th minute, bro.
Ahmed,
I don't think so. What? No.
Ahmed, let me ask you,
No.
Ahmed, would you rather come play and scam a 1-0 win at the Emirates, right? On your first game of the
No, but you
season?
didn't
If you're
ask that
asking what I'd
question.
rather,
But you
if
didn't-
you're asking what I'd rather, yes, I would rather that. I would rather
No,
the 3
you didn't
points.
ask that question. Now you're
No,
checking.
no. I asked him his own
No,
question.
you're like, he's like,
No. Ahmed's question is different. I'm asking Ahmed a separate question now. I asked him, I said, add that context to it and tell me who, and he still says Chelsea played better. Fair.
Of course, Arsenal got the better game week
my
one.
friend,
Arsenal
fair.
3 points
Okay,
away from home. Chelsea 1 point at home against Crystal Palace. That's
Then I'm asking Ahmed a
simple,
different question. I'm
bro.
asking Ahmed a different question, which he would have preferred because he was the one who got scammed 1-0 away at. That's why I asked him in that way with Ahmed. I said, which would you prefer? Ahmed, if you guys had come to Emirates today, scammed the 1-0, and we played amazing, or you're okay with what you guys played today, saying like you outplayed us, we played crap, but we got the win.
Yeah, Estevao had a chance to score here on the left foot that he skied, but that was actually half a chance because he was.
Neto right there. Could have just laid it up to
He,
Neto.
that was actually half a chance because he was really off balance when he was trying to shoot.
I don't even think he should have been shooting there. He should have just laid it up to Neto.
But that's what I
right
mean.
in
Like
front of
he
him.
was really off balance when he was trying to shoot. The one Andre Santos, though. Oh my god, the legend
That's
saying the
perfect.
ball is still there, bro.
Yeah,
Ball
bro.
is still there.
Was not good.
Nah,
But-
with Chelsea, yeah, like I don't know. I feel like Chelsea is just it's a very confusing club. Like with the players that they buy, and it's like they've got so many players, different profiles, and it's like they're trying to get them all gelling. And then with Maresca, like Mo said, I don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to get them challenging anytime soon. I think if you want to get top 4, if you want to cement that position, get Champions League football, I think that's his potential. He's not really shown me anything throughout his whole time in the Premier League that indicates that he's going to be a title-winning manager, even with all.
But he has 2 titles. But he has 2 titles.
What's the 2 titles, by the way? Because
Club World Cup and the European Conference League.
So a glorified preseason friendly and a.
However you want to title it. He has 2.
Okay.
He has 2 of them, right?
Ten Hag also got a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup.
No, but hold on.
Yeah.
So if do you think Oliver Glasner can win Crystal Palace the title?
No.
He won the FA Cup. Oliver Glasner. Critic.
No, 100%. Oh,
You asking me?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
asking me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think he can win the title with Crystal Palace?
Yes.
No.
Do you think Oliver
No.
Glasner, as of now, because he won the FA Cup, that proves that he can win the Premier League, even with the likes of Chelsea?
Say again, sorry, I missed that.
Oliver Glasner won the cup as well with
Yeah.
Crystal Palace. Do you think if
Yeah.
Oliver Glasner goes to Chelsea, he has proven to people that he can win the title because he won the FA Cup?
No, I don't think so.
So what's the difference?
What are those 2? How do those 2 trophies indicate you're going to be a title winning?
I think it's the style of football that's on offer.
Okay,
right?
so it's
Like,
not the
you're playing
cups. Now we're talking.
So
what do you mean it's not the cups? It's a brand of football. So he won.
you're a
He
cup
won
team,
2 cups
basically.
with a brand of football. That's like
So you're a
there's
cup.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
you're a
wrong with
cup
that.
team.
Chelsea's always been a cup team. So what's the
Yeah,
difference?
but my thing is, yeah, like, are you trying to win cups or are you trying to win the league?
What do you mean? We're trying to win as many things as we possibly can, whether it be cups or leagues. What do you mean?
So a squad like Chelsea.
I will win if it came down to this. If I could win the Champions League every year, I will take that over winning the Premier League every year. I will take that. I have no
now
problem
we're
winning
comparing
European
different
champions.
ages, yeah, but my thing is, yeah, Chelsea will always win cups here and there. I mean, to be fair, the last time we won an FA Cup was quite a long time ago, wasn't it? It was a very long time ago.
Mhm.
2018, was it? 2018.
I mean, not as long as you guys, but yeah.
Yeah,
2018.
I mean, we won one with Ten Hag, but anyway.
You
when it
won.
comes-
You won what with Ten Hag?
We won an FA Cup with Ten Hag not too long ago, in his second season.
So are we talking about FA Cups or are we talking about the league? I'm sorry.
No, you're talking about trophy. I'm talking about the trophies, yeah, the big
Okay.
trophies, the Premier League, yeah. You've not won
Mhm.
one in 2015, which is a very long time, right? You can say that my
Well-
club's not won it,
We haven't won the Premier League since 2015. We won it with Conte.
17. They won it with 17.
17, sorry, 17. Yeah, since 2017, which is a very long time, right? And when you look at the FA Cup, you've not won that in a long time. This Conference League and this pre-season friend that you guys are talking about, it's just like
we won the Champions League in 2021. Like, what are we doing here?
Okay, and who was your manager?
What are we doing here?
Who was your manager?
What does it matter?
Thomas Tuchel. The same Thomas Tuchel who got PSG to a final in the Champions League. You think Maresca can do that?
This is some serious waffle, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
How is it waffle?
Well, like, you're talking about the trophies that we just won, and then you say, well, who won that? What is
Chelsea's objective though? What is Chelsea's objective? Because all I see
to win titles, like we've always done. What do you mean? We've always won titles. That's what we do. We win trophies.
But I just told you the last time you've not won one in a long time, and you've not shown anything post that you're going to win. The title
we can belittle this Club World Cup. That's a win. That's a big win. The prize money in and of itself, it makes it a big win. That's 100 million right there.
Wait,
I can guarantee you. Every team in that competition wants that competition, wants to win that. All right.
So who do you think is closer to win the Premier League, for example? Is there anyone
Man United
closer?
Or Chelsea?
Like Ahmed. He doesn't rate Amr Maror.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal are the only three teams that are close to actually winning it. But the closest ones are Liverpool and City. Chelsea aren't in this race. Chelsea are going to compete for top 4. They're going to be competing with the likes of Tottenham.
Okay,
that's what I think. That's what's going to happen. Like Chelsea haven't shown any consistency.
I'm not here to argue with you after game 1. You know, I'm not here to argue with you.
I'm talking about I'm talking about the Premier League season that you had last year, from January to May, and you guys died that season. You can talk about Conference League all you want. West Ham won the Conference League. Like,
So I'm not here to argue with you about who's.
I'm not arguing. I'm pointing points.
Like, so we died after January. Like what are we talking about? The first year of the we lost our players. So what is?
No, you didn't lose your players, bro. Like your best player in Parma.
We lost all of our strikers in January. All of our strikers in January.
Okay, so you know what it is. Back then with Chelsea, it was Dio, deeper. Back then it was like, oh, Felix this and then over this. Now, bro, with Chelsea, I don't know why you think I'm arguing. I'm literally pointing out.
I'm not here arguing. I'm not. Like, you have your opinion.
How can you say winning a conference
after game one of the season, you're telling me that you think that this is who's going to finish worse. The season is very, very long, and what you haven't really grasped yet is the fact that game 1 don't decide titles. Okay, game 1. No.
But to be fair,
I know you haven't won in a while. But game 1 does not decide any titles. All right.
So last season, is not a good indicator to judge Chelsea. And so basically, you want to judge that.
He has been saying that since last season.
You basically just said that the first thing that you said to me was he hasn't won anything, and then I told you he won 2 titles in his first season.
Yeah, he hasn't won a major.
And then now you're continuing on with this other waffle. So I don't know. I don't know what to go with it. It's exactly. It is waffle. You're saying after one game, you've already decided who the title chase are.
A club like Chelsea who wins Prems and wins Champions League. The fact that you're bigging up a Conference League to me and a preseason.
I'm not bigging it up. I just told you we won 2 titles. I didn't big up anything.
Yeah, but you also
I told you we won 2 titles.
Yeah, but you also indicated that those 2 titles are going to lead you to a Premier League. That's what
I did not say that. What are you talking about?
I said to you, are you going to win a title? You said.
That's what we always do. We win titles. We win trophies. That's what we do.
So I think if you separate
the fact that you missed the fact that you missed it when you talked about January to May, you missed the fact that Chelsea was the second best team through that period of time.
Yeah, and he flopped.
Entire Premier League. And throughout that entire Premier League. What do you mean we flopped?
Bro, you were second, and then
you were second. The period that you analyzed was the period we were the second best team in the Premier League. That's the period you'd analyzed.
Between
January to May.
January and May, second best team. And even with that, you guys lost your strikers.
I'm thinking about what you guys are saying.
Yeah. So is it fair to say, even though you were the second best team, you still couldn't catch up to an Arsenal who also had the same problem you had with players injured? And so when we give that reason and say, well, we had players injured, we're playing Mikel Merino, that should be a valid reason, because you're giving me a valid reason. And I accept your reason that you lost your strikers. I genuinely, not trying to banter you, I think that when a team loses key players, they will drop off. It's just standard.
It wasn't even second from January to May as
No,
well.
they were the second best.
That was in 2024, though.
Ahmed,
Would you get it?
they were the second best performing team. The number of wins that they had is what we're talking about. So they went on to start racking up those points, which brought them back to fourth. You know, they had dropped a little bit, and it brought them back to fourth. And they were still playing the Conference League and a bunch of other things. Now, here's the thing: you have to be fair. If you're talking football, remove your rivalry hat, remove your banter goggles. The truth about it is, yes, Chelsea did win 2 trophies last season. I think that's where you're getting Ahmed a little off. You're saying titles. The title is the league. You won 2 trophies last season, the Club World Cup and the conference thing. So two trophies, great stuff. Is that an indicator that Maresca can go on to win the league now or win the Champions League because of?
Well, again, the consistency is always what's needed, and I don't know if we've been able to show that as yet. We did have the youngest squad in the Premier League. One of the youngest squads in Europe. We did go through a rough patch from December through to January that kind of took us out of contention for the title. But if you analyze the entire year, the body of work for the entire year, the beginning of the season, and then you look at the end of the season, yeah, I think he can take us to the title this year. I absolutely have no doubt he can. If we can just show a little bit more consistency over that little period of time where, number one, we had injuries, and number two, we went through that Christmas period, which he's never been through before. I have no doubt that, yes, there are things that he needs to work out within his style of play. And I also have no doubt that, yeah, he has some things to learn. That was his first Christmas period. He hasn't really negotiated that yet. He doesn't know the rigors of what that's supposed to be like. So you go through that for the first time, you figure it out the second time, and then, we go from there. But there's no doubt in my mind that we have a manager right now that understands what it takes to win. He absolutely knows what it takes to win. It's just now about showing that consistency over the course of time in order to
winning
get
a Conference League and a preseason friendly is completely different to sustaining consistency throughout the whole league.
You're right. You're right. Cup competitions are definitely are easier to win than the sustaining consistency over the course of the league. No doubt about it. What I just said to you was we had a period of time at the beginning of the season where we were flying high. We hit that bumpy period during the Christmas period. Then we came out of that and they were the second best team from then on. So now if we can just negotiate that middle portion where we weren't very good during the Christmas period, we have a title contender.
Title contender. So you don't think it's a worry that when you guys were top last season, yeah, at that period in 2020,
we were never top.
Around second, yeah. When you
so we went from second to fourth.
Yeah. So you don't think that every time the title was being mentioned, that Maresca was just downplaying it and the players were downplaying it? You don't think that's a worry? Just downplaying. Why
would I be worried about that? Why would that be something to worry about?
Because your squad is good. Your squad here is good enough to win the league.
Not with the defenders they have now.
Based on what?
Based on the
quality. With Chimpong and Shalaba starting.
Yeah, they've got good players. They've got Palmer. They've got Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Lavia, Reece James. They've got Delap, they've got João Pedro. There's enough players there.
Are they better than Liverpool?
No, because Liverpool are a better manager.
Are they better? Okay, no. Don't mention the manager. I didn't mention the manager. Are they better than Man City?
Squad-wise,
say yes or no.
I'd say that Man City have a. I'd say Man City have a better starting 11 and Chelsea have a better squad.
Numbers don't make squad, actually. Quality-wise, overall, do you think they're better than Arsenal?
I would say so, yeah. I'd say Chelsea have more quality, yeah.
All right, then.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Fair enough.
So what are we talking about here then? You think we're better than Arsenal?
If you get a better manager, it will take you further than Maresca. That's what I think.
Okay.
It's been saying that since last year.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you. You've seen him for 1 year. You've seen him in the championship. He came away with 2 cups, finished fourth. In a team that finished the championship. He came up with
this show is amazing.
I don't even I'm trying to find something constructive to say here, but I'm struggling to have a real meaningful conversation here. What are we talking about here? Okay, it's his first year in the league. Youngest squad in the Prem. They finished 4th with 2 cups. What is the problem here?
Did I say Did I say you winning 2 trophies is a problem? My problem is that your assessment of them 2 trophies, you think that that's going to be an indicator.
No, that's not what you said. What you said was
That's what going in
because
circles.
you don't think that you thought we should have won the title last year but we didn't because of the manager.
You was in a title race last year. Yeah, 100%. In when you were second, yeah, you was in contention. Yeah, you was in contention, bro. Like, you was in contention.
Okay.
We'll see game week 1. Oh my God, these conversations are amazing. Said before, if Crystal Palace ticks, then Chelsea ticks. If Cole Palmer ticks, then Chelsea ticks. Yeah, he was off today. But also I think Enzo Fernandez plays a massive role.
He was awful. Enzo
Put it
Fernandez
simply,
was awful.
Enzo will be more aware of Chelsea. Exactly what Dio and Souls were saying. They will be more aware of your club. Arsenal today looked unfit and rusty. I do believe we tried a new system today, playing on the counter, but we were insufficient. 3 points at Old Trafford is never easy, though. Sign a left winger, and we have a chance. Fair enough. A left winger. We'll talk about Semenyo or Rodrygo. Enzo got it wrong. He was so concerned about Palace attack 100%. I think he doubted our center backs. What I just said down Hussam is showing on him a chef. He just got what I said, my friend. I just said that. Why didn't he release our fullbacks? I just said that about 3 hours ago, name it chef. My man, thank you so much for the super chat. Were you watching? I literally said that. City won a title by 2 points 2 years ago. Week 1 can definitely make a title. Jonathan.
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan.
There's so many things. There's so many twists and turns in the Premier League season, man.
Jonathan.
Game one does not make or break a season.
But this is a very valid statement, though. They won by 2 points.
Yeah, but Chelsea are not favorites to win the title. They're dark horses. They're underdogs.
But he didn't say that. All he's saying is pointing out the fact that there was a season where a team won the league by 2 points. So this one game where you draw and drop 2 points could be the difference. You could go on to win the rest of your games till the end of the season.
There's about 37 other games that will dictate.
Listen. We
there's
said
going to be ebbs and flows the entire way.
We said this 2 seasons ago, but it ended up being a 2-point difference. Which there's going to be ebbs. All he's saying here is very valid. He's simply saying games where you drop points could be the difference between you winning the league because you might come short by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, but that could happen in game. That can also happen in game week 11, game week 17, game week 18.
It can happen, and it can also happen in game week 1. If it can happen in any of those, and what he's saying is valid. That's all I'm saying.
I think game week 1 is the least of that one. That's probably the least because there's so many more games to play. There's so many more points.
I don't rank them game by game. Is as important as the last game of the day. The first game of the season up until the last season, to me, each of those games.
But when you're chasing down the title, like which is basically what we're talking about. Game week 1 is the one that you're not as concerned about as you are about game week 20 and onward.
When you're
100%.
You're chasing down the title. Game week 1 should be the same as game week 38 to you.
All I'm saying is that game week 1 is recoverable, way more recoverable than the rest.
Why are we doing this, man? This is so semantics, man.
More recoverable, fair enough. You might be able to go on and gather more points. But if every team around you gathers the same number of points, that game week 1 where you drop points could be the difference in you winning, is what I'm saying.
Every point can make a difference. Every point can make a difference.
Of course.
Agree with Ahmed on Maresca. I believe he'll be found out this season and fired. Also, Palmer should only play on the right. He can't do the 10. Big up, Mo. Thank you, Samir. Big up, my friend. My man, what do you say? He'll be fired.
Spitting facts.
I think Maresca will be fired, Samir. Oh, my. I'm going to tell you one thing, Samir. There is 0% of the Chelsea fan base that believe that he's going to get sacked. 0%.
Less than 0.
0%.
Why?
Because nobody believes that he's going to get sacked. Because they believe that the worst they can do is force. The worst. And that will be okay. Basically, that's what they believe. Big up, Samir. But big up, thank you everyone for being here. Appreciate all the people that joined us, actually. I want to thank everyone that supported the channel, sent the super chat, liked the video. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate this. This will take you to actually Casual EFC, since we're talking Chelsea. Marshall is talking about Chelsea on his channel. I'm gonna actually take you there, guys. It's gonna be redirect. Let's help Marshall.
Is that Mo?
We'll see. Who?
Blue Lounge? I think I know that.
That's Mo. Mo is Blue
Yeah.
Lounge.
Yeah. Big up Mo.
Yeah, Mo's Blue Lounge. I will see you guys soon, and we are out of here, people. Actually, this was a fantastic episode.